Hello everyone, welcome to GNU according to CD, that is Government of National Unity, and things are happening and some of us are kind of like happy, but still the jury is out on this one. However, guys, I want you to hear something. Did you hear that? I mean, I've been surfing the internet. Of course, I'm surfing YouTube and I'm looking for commentary videos from Nigerians. Yeah, the same Nigerians who were calling us xenophobic, the same Nigerians who say, yeah, South Africans, all that stuff. Where are they? Not even one video. Not even one video where they admit and taking accountability of the things that South Africans have been saying about their nationals that are here in South Africa. Is it because they know themselves that, oops, we thought we were being smart? Where's the jealousy in there? And I did say to many of them that came into my DMs as well as on my comment section here on this channel, and I said, South Africa has good running systems. And others, some were like, how are you going to prove? Oh, we got good systems in South Africa, and our systems are connected very well. My ID number is connected to every system that is here in South Africa, from Home Affairs to the banks, to university, to my high school, to my primary school, to my bank, to everything. To everything. And so this woman that Chidimma's mother stole her identity document from, she will be found through the system. Watch and see. She'll be paraded very soon. And there's a story that's also, I think, is kind of like breaking out, even though I don't know its authenticity just yet, but it sounds plausible to me. So remember in my earlier videos, especially around the time where Chidimma's father, whom the Nigerians are denying that's the father, remember I said, wait a minute, if this guy is talking about a 23-year-old, yet he met her mother in 2010, and then they got married in 2013, that makes Chidimma around 11, 12 years old. And then I asked the question, wait a minute, since Chidimma is 23 years old and the father and the so-called mother met just recently, then who is Chidimma's real mother? Because clearly this girl was not born of the woman, the Mozambican woman, she was born of somebody else. Now the question was from me, is it possible that when Chidimma's father went back to England, he actually went to Nigeria, picked up his child, probably from a woman he had married or was married to, and maybe they were not getting along, and possibly kidnapped her from her biological mother, then came to South Africa, married this woman, and this woman took Chidimma on as her daughter and raised her. But before raising her, she had to go steal a South African person's ID so that she can register herself, and together with this child, whom I still don't blame for the revelations that are taking place right now. I agree with the Minister of Home Affairs. She was an infant. However, though, I was also listening to one of the videos. I think they were in Sun City for, I don't know, it was rehearsals or whatever the case was, for the Crown Chasers. And she made a speech or some kind of speech. And she said, and I'm paraphrasing here, when all her life, she's doubted herself. And the doubt has led her to depression. And as she was growing a little bit older, that's when she realized she is Chidimma Vanessa Onwe Adetshina. Meaning that this girl has always known that she was not a South African citizen. Not because none of her names are South African, but because somebody must have whispered something in her ear, or maybe she might have asked questions before, and then she was told that you better keep your mouth shut. Otherwise, you are going to blow us out of the water. Little did they know that she was going to enter Miss South Africa and stiff necked her way until she had to step down because of this expose. Because apparently the family of the Mozambican mother have been asking her to withdraw from Miss South Africa before they actually get blown out of the water like they already have. But apparently, and this is allegedly, this is coming from an alleged cousin of Chidimma. Again, we're just going to use allegedly here, but these stories to me they sound plausible. But then again, why I'm saying that is because we're dealing with foreign nationals here, especially illegals. Those guys, they lie through their teeth every time to get what they want. Now, I think she always known, otherwise, she wouldn't have said what she said on that stage by basically sharing how she's always had a doubt about herself until she realized that she is Chidimma Vanessa Onwe Adetshina. And now I'm thinking to myself, my goodness, if you knew, clearly you're arrogant. Clearly you thought our systems don't work. Because apparently her mother did push her to continue in the competition because apparently they had support from EFF leader Julius Malema. That part made me laugh. I don't want to lie. But then again, why wouldn't they use Julius Malema as some kind of scapegoat or something that they make themselves feel comfortable about? Because Julius Malema has been out. Julius has been out in throwing South Africans not only under a bus but under an A380 on the runway at OR Tambo International Airport as it takes off. That is what Julius Malema has done, and that is why foreign nationals are always going to use him and say they have the support of Julius Malema. Worry not, my daughter. Go strut yourself on that stage and take the crown. And that is why she stayed behind. Now, I am worried, and I do not want to lie. I think the Minister of Home Affairs spoke too soon without first sending the police to Chidimma's mother, Chidimma's father, that is, if they are still together, which I doubt they are, and detain them. Detain them. I know there's this 48-hour what detention, but I don't know, keep them somewhere somehow as suspects of fraud or something like that. Then take them to court the following day and then keep them because I doubt they're still in South Africa, especially the Nigerian father. I doubt they are still in South Africa. They're gonna leave this one for Chidimma to face it herself. I don't think so. They're in South Africa. I would be shocked if they are still in South Africa today, knowing the imminent arrests of the mother and, of course, the father, because he, inverted commas, married Chidimma's mother. He probably at some point, because he's been in South Africa for how many years now? 23 years. In that 23 years, he qualified a long time to be a South African citizen. Long time ago. So that is why I don't think he's in South Africa at all. He's ran away. Now the question is, what happens to Chidimma? I've been having a couple of conversations with few people, and I was saying that, listen, suppose Chidimma did not know that she has a fraudulent identity. Now, the first thing that obviously she's going to lose is her life. I'm not talking the literal life. I'm talking about every history about her and every data about her or information about her, all gone down the drain. She no longer has a matric certificate. Her law degree that she's busy pursuing, all gone. The child that when she's born here in South Africa is not a South African citizen because now it's been established that she is under a fraudulent identity and she married a Nigerian, which I think it was a big mistake on her part. I think if she had married a South African, this child of hers would have been a South African citizen. Or if She's a Nigerian, of course, she's a Nigerian. She could have just waited out until she qualifies as a South African citizen, married to the South African man. But no, she decided to stick to her culture and married a Nigerian, a fellow Nigerian, let me put it that way. And now that child is no longer a South African citizen either. And then everything else under our South African administration, she does not exist no more once her ID has been taken away from her, revoked. Yeah, in South Africa, the minister does have the right to revoke your citizenship as long as it's found beyond a reasonable doubt that it was obtained illegally. So that's what she's facing. Now, the thought that I was asked is what should happen to her if she did not know about this? And I'm like, listen, if she didn't know about this, it's clear that even if she was not born in South Africa per se, but the fact that she's been in South Africa for more than 10 years, in this case, 23 years, South Africa is a home, and that's the only home she knows. And then how then does she cement herself as a South African citizen? I say, if I were her, I will follow my father to Nigeria and have a battle to fight with Home Affairs to at least naturalize me as a South African citizen and then come back home. She will have to, when she arrives in Nigeria or Mozambique or whichever country she chooses to go to, she writes what you would call a deposition. I'm sorry, not a, that's American term, a representation, where she has to basically pour her heart out to the Minister of Home Affairs, basically telling him why she should be naturalized or given a South African citizenship. She needs to tell a story that is going to be comprehensible, a story that will leave the Minister of Home Affairs pushed against the corner and then actually makes the decision to grant her either naturalization status or the citizenship. But I don't want this process to just be done by the Minister of Home Affairs. But this process, this deposition, must be taken to Parliament, near, in front of parliamentarians. Let them discuss it, debate it, and then vote on it. And whatever outcomes that will come out of Parliament, because remember, Parliament represents the people of South Africa. So, of course, we know that the EFF are going to vote yes, make her a South African citizen or naturalize her. But what about the rest of the other political parties? How they are going to vote? That is going to be the interesting part. But then, if she is accepted as, okay, let's say she wins her appeal to South African government, now where would she choose? Would she choose to be naturalized or given a whole new ID? But then again, we still have the same situation. She's still Chidimma Adetshina. She's not Lerato Onwe, whatever, not. She's South Africa will still have in its community a foreign name. And that could be the start of it all, the so-called ethnic cleansing. Because the son is going to grow up to be a man, and he is an Adetshina, marries a South African citizen because he would have learned, of course, from his mother not to marry anybody else. And of course, as he grows, and what's her name would have learned that in South Africa, if you don't speak any of the South African official languages, you are not a South African citizen, even though you are a Adetshina. I'll give you an example. This Naledi Chirwa, she's of Malawian descent. She's Naledi. That's how smart her parents were. She's Naledi. This is a South African name. And she speaks probably most of the South African languages, probably I will assume, let's say three she speaks. And that makes her a South African citizen because an average South African citizen speaks more than two languages, your mother tongue and English. All right. So this Naledi Chirwa, because Chirwa is not a South African surname, it is a Malawian, Zambian, or somewhere around that region. So her parents was quite smart to call her a lady. So now, of course, Chidimma may herself add a name for her son if she is granted South African citizenship or naturalized as a South African. So, of course, because it's a mistake learned. And the son grows up, marries a South African citizen, and that surname spreads. It goes on and on and on and on. And guess what? Once she is a South African citizen and that surname is a legal surname in South Africa, therefore, her children, and all the other offspring that are coming in the future, they have every right enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa for them to enjoy, including privileges to enter Mr. and Miss South Africa. Oh, yeah, by the way, even run for president. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. That's the future we would face. So, those are the things that our parliamentarians will have to think about when they consider whether they make her South African citizen or naturalize her. But I think there's a chance that she might get rejected. And when she does get rejected, she does have a right to approach a court. And you know how our court rules when it comes to foreign nationals. So, of course, the court is going to find that the Home Affairs or Parliament was unfair and acted unconstitutionally. This girl has only known South Africa and South Africa alone as a home, and therefore rules that she be made a South African citizen. Basically, the order will go to Parliament to accept her as a South African citizen. And then, yeah, our issue is not solved. It's not solved at all. So those are the conversations that we're busy having. But the other one that really shocked me, and I still think it's plausible, apparently there was a woman back in 2000 or something like that that was involved with Chidimma's mother, who this lady now has passed away, and gave birth to a baby girl. Chidimma's father came to visit and said he would like to take the child out to go buy her clothes or whatever the story is, and never returned the child. The mother, which is late now, has been looking for this child forever. Now, with all these things going on in the media, and then the sister who claims that Chidimma is her sister's child is the one that says, this girl looks way too much like my sister. Way too much. And this is a South African woman. South African woman got involved with the Nigerian because apparently she said she would never want to get herself involved with a South African man, and therefore met Chidimma's father. Again, this is allegations. These are allegations. These are allegations. But then what are the plausibility of this story? And I think it's plausible. And then apparently there's a picture that is held parallel with Chidimma, and this lady looks spitting image of Chidimma. Spitting image, apparently. And so she's convinced that this is her niece because after all this saga was going on, she went and looked for her birth certificate. And the birth certificate of this child says her name is Chioma, and also was born 23 years ago. What are the coincidences of this being true? I don't know if it's true. So I think Chidimma has more work to do, including blood tests. And if indeed she was born of a South African citizen, that solved everything because she would take her mother's surname. And if the mother's surname is a South African surname, then she can adopt that surname, and we'll never have to hear of anything like this again in our lives. We will never. But now the boy, of course, I'm sure he calls his father's name, who is a Nigerian man, because the child was born inside the marriage, even though she felt pregnant out of wedlock. Is it out of wedlock? How is it called? Yeah, that. So there's a lot, guys, that we are facing. This is not the end. This is actually the beginning of this matter. And well, let's see how it all ends. And I will be keeping you guys updated with every gory detail that is going to come out. But if you asked me, I don't think Chidimma's parents are in South Africa. They split. They're gone. Who's willing to face prison? Who's willing to face prison like for this matter? Because identity theft in South Africa carries 15 years imprisonment. 15 years. And also it depends on the gravity of this of the theft. It could go all the way to 25 years to life. Anyways, she'd ruined somebody's life because she stole that person's identity, whom today probably lives a very horrid life together with her children. Yeah, so that is my thoughts, guys. In case you were wondering, what am I thinking about this Chidima? Because I know that Home Affairs is getting advisement, legal advisement on what happens then to Chidima. I think she will have to go home to Nigeria or to Mozambique. And then from there, start fighting for her space or a place in South Africa since she's grown here. That is all that I am saying. I'm not saying make a South African citizen. No, thank you. Mm-mm. The Argentina, all that stuff. No, I cannot have it in our community or society. We know our surnames. We know our black surnames. We know our white surnames. We know our Indian surnames. We know our colored surnames. Yeah, we know our surnames. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Anyways, guys, please do not leave without liking the video. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet and click the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, share this video far and wide. I'll see you guys next time with a new video. Goodbye.